bit of a background noise, just turn the volume down or what have you. They'll probably mess with the annotations and they'll probably mess with this video because it's very clear that I'm right and the people who are watching me know that I'm right. Okay, so this video is about the issue of divine authority and the essence of what is right and worth arguing and fighting for. It's about the issue of divine authority and the essence of what is right and worth arguing and fighting for. We'll try to make this quick. Put in the comments if you have any questions. This is a very good topic to explore. If you have any viable counter-argument, I demand you make it. I'll pay you $100 if you can prove me wrong about this. It can't be done. You'll see. Point number one. If there were 12 people on an island and 10 of them are thrown off and they're trying to grab the child of an adult male, right? The child and the adult male are the other two people on the island. And the adult male is of mixed ethnicity and different from the 10 who are like each other. So they're more like each other than the one person of mixed ethnicity whose child they are trying to grab. Now pay attention here. I'm about to switch this up on you a little bit to help you understand, but it was important that I maintain the first part to put that in your head. Right? Someone like me, in fact it is me. And in that scenario, I would have a child and there'd be 10 people who are more like each other. Not necessarily the same race, but more like each other. And they're trying to grab my child and they're trying to sacrifice that child. So now let's switch up the scenario a bit here. Or imagine it is you and you are in a foreign country and the child is yours. The 10 people, for selfish cultural reasons, want to grab your child and abuse them. One of them says, hey, it's not fair for you to try to stop us because there are 10 of us and one of you. Who should be allowed to have the child, the 10 people, or you? Does it matter if there is an existing government and the rules are that they are allowed to do it and no one should try to stop them? So that's the second point there. The second point is, does it matter or should it matter if there is an existing government and the rules are that they are allowed to do it and no one should try to stop them? So again, you're on this island. There's only 12 people on the island, you and your son or child and 10 other people. And they want to grab your child and sacrifice your child. They want to abuse them and sacrifice them. They say that it's not fair for you to try to stop them because there's 10 of them and there's only one of you. So what is superior? What is right, universally and clearly so? Or the rule of the mob, the rule of the demos, the people, when they're clearly thrown off and clearly wrong on this deep moral issue that transcends their insignificant group opinion. If their opinion is immoral because they don't have the basic decency to see that they're wrong about something like that, is their opinion important? No. We'll revisit that momentarily. Everyone right now should be on the same page. You should all be in agreement with me so far. If you're not, put in the comments. Those are the first 2 points. Do point by point so that if any point you think that I'm magically mistaken or something, you can put in the comments and we can explore it. This is not something that somebody who's crazy would say. This is something that someone who is very organized and logical, who's persecuted and sabotaged, would say. Point number 3. All of you are in the cultural grouping of rebels that are rebelling against universal pinpoint and moral precision. You are in those groupings because of the global governing class who controls what you think more than you realize. And they control what information you have and to a large degree how you view it. Therefore, as people who are convinced by the core people who want to cheat me out of my right to lead and be famous, as I am the top martial artist ever possible and the most morally qualified, you are all in the spirit or group mentality of leading kids to their death. To their deaths and various forms of abuse. Part of the planned output of the plan of the core groups that want everyone to cheat me out of my right to lead is to abuse children in various ways. They reject that food and housing are human rights that are easy to distribute, whether or not you do as an individual. All of your groups lack the leadership and moral high ground to house everyone and feed them because they have it in their hearts to miss the point of life and to cheat me out of my right to lead. So, to put it another way, I know this part is a bit hard, because it's a long point, but it's all point number 3. So basically, when someone's the top martial artist ever possible, it's like the Lion King in the cartoons, the Smurf, but far beyond the Lion King, far more wise and righteous. And the Smurfs say, hey, we don't want to be in charge because we want people to look up to people like us, and we want to be free to do what we want to do and abuse people in various ways. And some people aren't a big fan of it, but they're too cowardly. They're too unqualified to lead to stand firm against them. Much less to make an argument that they know better or they're more deserving of leadership than something that goes beyond the Lion King or the idea that it's superimposed on. It should be pretty straightforward to you. Cartoon characters and characteristics. For those of you who are too racist to give a mulatto person his credit, you should at least see that I'm right when I put it that way. Little kids would know that I'm right. Do you? All of your groups, right? The Democratic Party, Republican, Libertarian, your churches, your community groups, your families, all of them lack the leadership and moral high ground to house everyone and feed them if they were to make a pronounced effort. Why? Because people would see that despicable spirit of being willing to cheat me out of my right to lead for petty reasons in them. They would see that complicity with the governing class in them and having shared cultural values in a way that is toxic, filthy, despicable, and cowardly. They would see that in them. If you think it shouldn't be said this way, make your case in the comments. All of your groups, for these reasons and more, lack the leadership and moral high ground to house everyone and feed them because they have it in their hearts to miss the point of life and to cheat me out of my right to lead. Point number 4. Even if one was to argue that they do not know for sure that people would all get fed and housed. I got to make this video outside. Excuse the background noise here. Let's take a break here for a second here. I have to make this video outside because you're all cheating me out of my right to lead, and they fume me in the various locations I go to with 23 witnesses on record, and they harass me and they hound me. It's a story for another day. I've proven that with countless videos. Okay, I have 23 witnesses on record again. So again, point number 4, even if one was to argue that they do not know for sure that people would all get fed and housed if they rallied to me, it should be clear to you all that it is basically the only chance you have. Look at the situation. Look at the groups of people. Look at their characteristics. If you understand Gargamel's characteristics and the Smurfs, why don't you understand each other's characteristics? You're so much like each other more often than not. Point number 5. And does that reflect judgment, perhaps? Like the 50% divorce rate? Point number 5, in the essence of the spirit of obeying God without cheating the most righteous person and the last valid leader ever possible out of his right to lead is the essence of right. So for those of you who don't believe in God, think of God as the source or essence of the spirit of righteousness. So in the essence of the spirit of righteousness, which involves being righteous to the best of your ability, which means not cheating the most righteous person out of his right to lead, is the essence of right. Therefore, at this point, it should be clear to you that it is more wrong for a group or individual to cheat me out of my right to lead and to insist on the mere childish emotion-based judgment of an individual or group as to why they should not obey the source of righteousness through me than it is for that group of 10 to want to kill that child if you could separate that from everything else. 3 million children starve to death a year on earth, and countless of them are abused in various ways. Thank you.